Welcome again now, dear friends, to the Thursday edition of Fresh Bread. Well, it is Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. So glad you can join us for this little 5-minute daily devotional. Hope you can tell your friends about it. These are things that really, you can find out a lot of things probably listening, some of which you may say, well, I already knew that. But there's probably some things going on you might not know. And so this is a way to reach out. And by the way, a very important anniversary today. It was 3 years ago today that we started Fresh Bread, March 23rd, 2020. So we've had a few weeks here and there we didn't do it, but I would say overall we probably got over 1,000 fresh breads in the bank. And so that's a lot of fresh bread. Amen. So thank you for joining me. And I know for some folks, this is a really good way to stay in touch. That's why we started it, was a way to get together during COVID, a way to stay connected. And I found out people still liked it, and some were listening. So again, we'll just keep doing it for now. And again, I do hope you share this with other people. Let them know, hey, I'm listening, and you might want to tune in. As you'll know, if you're a regular listener, it's almost to the minute at 5 minutes most of the time. Once in a great while, we'll go longer, but not too often. So again, 3 years ago, how about that? Well, again, thank you for joining me today. We're going to continue looking at the book of James. We're going to start with verse 19 today. I could spend hours talking about this little part here. I'm just going to read this to you. James chapter 1, verses 19 to 21. This is really, James really starts picking up for me. It's really getting momentum. My dear brothers, take note of this. In other words, pay attention. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. For man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. I think I've shared again on Sunday how a lot of times in the morning I'll be up and it's like 4:10, 4:15, and I'm putting my shoes on. I'll just sit on the stairs where I'm putting my shoes on, and I just say, Lord, keep my mouth closed today so that I don't say anything that's going to bring any type of dishonor to you. Not that it has to do with any foul language or anything of that nature. It may just be getting into conversations that just really weren't edifying to other people. It wasn't lifting them up, wasn't building them up. I don't want to talk about people behind their back. I don't want to hear about people being talked about behind their back. So, Lord, I just pray, oftentimes, Lord, just keep me out of those situations. And if I do hear somebody is talking to me about something, I typically just sort of shrug my shoulders and don't say a word. And I've kind of learned that, because the last thing I want to do is throw any fuel on the fire. And I also don't want to get around to somebody else that Phil said this, and they can't believe I said that behind their back. Well, I don't want to talk about people behind their back, quite honestly. I imagine you're the same way. Certainly somebody says something to you, it can hurt. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he said, I'm still working on forgiving people who have hurt me. And I thought, well, that's understandable. That's human nature. We do get hurt. I can't say that I'm above being hurt. I try not to let people offend me. I really do. I thought, I'm just not going to give them that right. I'm not going to put that much stock in what they say. If they say things that aren't very kind, that's fine. But sometimes things are said, though, that just seem to, the ones that hurt the most are the ones where I would hope that these were the people who understood me and believed in me. And then when they I feel like they've turned on me, that's what hurts. But otherwise, I pray that I would never do that to anybody else, or to cast a little dart that would hurt them and would deflate them. So I pray that's what we do. We use our words to honor God and to honor other people, and we do that in such a way that all of a sudden, guess what, man? God's just working in our lives. He's opening up the doors of these relationships, and it's a real blessing. So I pray that's what we're doing. So again, be slow to speak. That's the challenge, but it could be done. Be slow to become angry. Again, a challenge, but we can work on that. Here's the hard one, I think, and slow. Let's see here, and quick to listen. Many of us are very slow to listen. So we can train ourselves to be slow to speak and slow to get angry. I think we can do those. The hardest one for me, I think, is to be quick to listen, because I want to hear myself say something. I want to hear my own views. I don't want to hear what somebody else has to say. And so I've learned many times here in the last, again, few weeks, as I think God's really working on me. He's got ways to go, but it's like, listen to this person. Do not interrupt them. Don't take the discussion and turn it back to myself or some experience that I had. Just listen to them without any comment other than, wow, thank you, or that's amazing. But don't try to take what they said and apply it to things I've been through or have experienced. Amen. Well, we'll talk to you a little bit more tomorrow about the first chapter of James. Until then, have a great day. God bless you. Again, Reverend Phil Anderson here with you. Have a wonderful rest of the day here on Thursday.